Interesting facts about Singapore. Singapore, officially the Republic of Singapore, is an island city-state in Southeast Asia. It has a total area of 719 square kilometer. Its capital and largest city is Singapore, city-state. English, Tamil, Malay and Chinese are its official languages. Its official currency is Singapore dollar, SGD. In 1819, Singapore was founded as a British trading colony, and since then it has grown into a prosperous and tax-friendly country. Singapore is the world's third most densely populated region behind Macau, a special administrative region of the Republic of China, and Monaco. Singapore was occupied by Japan during World War II. Today, it is titled as the easiest place to do business by the World Bank. 1. Singapore is conquering Asia sand by sand, literally. Singapore has been accused of buying too much sand from Malaysia, Cambodia and Vietnam. It led to several protests and blockades on sand trade after countries found chunks of their land being shipped off to Singapore. 2. Singapore is very passionate about toilets. The Singapore government tabled a UN resolution to designate the 19th of November as the World Toilet Day. It not only got the support of 122 other countries, but the World Toilet Organization was formed on the 19th of November 2001, in Singapore. 3. Singapore can teach the world some lessons in honesty. The tiny city-state is the least corrupt in Asia and the fifth least corrupt country in the world. 4. In Singapore, parents teach their kids good manners while the government teaches the parents some. Singapore actually had a government-backed national courtesy campaign, since 1979, where Singaporeans were taught ethics and mannerisms. However, in 2001, it changed to the Singapore Kindness Movement. 5. Singapore has its National Tree Planting Day on the 7th of November every year. Everyone from the Prime Minister to foreign diplomats to ordinary citizens plant trees on this day. Singaporeans even adopt and name trees for their children as birthday gifts or wedding presents. 6. But when Singapore plants trees, it plants them in style. The government opened up a series of man-made solar-powered trees, up to 50 meters high, in the gardens at the Bay project. It is now a cultural symbol and a tourist hotspot. 7. More than 80% of Singapore's population lives in government-subsidized houses, while the home ownership rate in Singapore is a staggering 92%, the highest in the world. 8. Usain Bolt may be the fastest sprinter in the world, but Singaporeans are collectively the fastest pedestrians on the planet. 9. In Singapore, stop chewing your gum if you see the police. Or simply don't carry one. Currently, it is banned except without medical prescription. 10. Caning is actually still a legal form of punishment in Singapore. If you are caught vandalizing the tropical paradise, you won't be able to sit properly for a few weeks. 11. Car lovers are almost broke in Singapore. Car use is heavily discouraged by the government, and car owners have to pay additional 1.5 times the car price to get their car certified. 12. Catch 30 male giraffes and stack them on top of each other. Climb onto the top giraffe to get a wonderful view of Singapore. Alternatively, just take a ride in the world's second highest observation wheel, the Singapore Wheel. At 165 meters, it missed the first place by just 2 meters. 13. Dream high but build low. Singapore has a limit on the height of its buildings, a fair 280 meters. There are 3 buildings in Singapore exactly 280 meters in length. 14. If you are born a man in Singapore, you have to handle the big guns once you reach 18. Singapore has compulsory military conscription of 1 to 2 years. 15. Elevators in Singapore have urine detection device, and if it detects the smell of kidney-filtered water, it locks the doors until the police arrive. Singapore has passed a very specific law which prohibits urinating in the elevators. 16. Singapore punches well above its weight. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIRP, it's the world's 5th largest arms importer. 17. The Reporters Without Borders, an agency that evaluates press freedom across nations, had a hard time reporting from Singapore. They ended up placing the island nation at 153 among 180 nations. 18. It's a crime to not flush the public toilet after use in Singapore. 19. The Hort Park in Singapore is the first park dedicated to exclusive gardening niche and is a gardening lifestyle hub in Asia. 20. Though Singapore is a city-state, it consists of 63 smaller islands. 21. The 5 stars in the national flag of Singapore represents the ideals of democracy, peace, progress, justice and equality. The color red signifies brotherhood while white represents purity. 22. The Singapore Grand Prix racing circuit is not only Asia's first one but also held the first ever F1 night race in its 2008 inaugural race. 23. Singaporean kids are smarter than the rest. They collectively topped the global math and science education ranking by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. 24. Children and plants are the heart and soul of Singapore. The first garden in Asia, dedicated to children, is the Jacob Ballas Children's Garden. 25. Legend has it that Pulau Ubin, an island of Singapore, was formed when a pig, an elephant, and a frog had the challenge to see who would reach the shore of Johor first. All of them failed and were turned into rock, which is today the island. 26. The Singapore Zoo is a tropical paradise, filled with animals from all over the equatorial belt. It is named the best zoo in Asia and the 3rd best in the world, by TripAdvisor. 27. Singapore government had a mascot, Singer the lion, to promote kindness among Singaporeans. Unfortunately, he had to resign with a heavy heart. He also wrote and signed a heartwarming resignation letter. 28. Ainan Celeste Cawley, of Singapore, is a record holder for being the youngest child ever to pass O-level chemistry, at 7 years old. At 9 years he cracked the physics O-level certificate too. 29. You have heard about the legendary mermaid, but did you know that the national icon of Singapore is the Merlion, a creature that is half lion and half fish? 30. Every school kid in Singapore knows the legend of Sang Nila Utama, the prince who founded the Kingdom of Singapura, in 1299. In an almost similar ending to Hollywood flick, Life of Pi, the prince braved stormy sea to reach the island, where he had a vision of a lion. 31. Singapore has an amazing thrill ride called the Megazip or the Flying Bat of Sentosa Islands. It lets people experience life through the eyes of a flying bat. 32. Singapore's National Stadium has the world's largest retractable dome, at 312 meters in diameter. The huge canopy can shelter 55,000 fans from rain and the sun alike. 33. Singapore has 2 days dedicated to its children. While the 1st of October is celebrated for children below 12 years, the Youth Day is celebrated on the first Sunday of every July, for teenagers. 34. Singapore has changed its time zone 6 times since 1905. To avoid further confusion, simply build your own sundial in Singapore. 35. The only tropical garden with a UNESCO World Heritage Site tag is the 156-year-old Singapore Botanical Garden. With 4.5 million annual visitors and a national orchid garden, it is the mother of all botanic gardens. 36. During 1940-41, Singapore was a theatre of World War II, with about 1,000 odd soldiers fighting in this tiny nation. Ironically, none of them were native to Singapore. The British were defending an attack from the Japanese forces. 37. Singapore is a result of independence with independence. While the British left Singapore to Malaysia in 1963, the city-state became a sovereign country only in 1965. 38. The funny thing about the independence of 1965 was Singapore didn't not fight its way out, rather it was thrown out of Malaysia by democratic voting. 39. Singapore had a brief name change. Ainan II, which means the light of the south, was the name given to Singapore under Japanese occupation. 40. Singapore is one of the only 3 surviving city-states in the world. The other 2 are Monaco and Vatican City. Hope you like this video. Please like and share this video and subscribe our channel for more informative videos. Thanks for watching.